Passing the buck. Passing the buck. That is the 19th habit of Marshall Goldsmith's 20 habits that will keep you from the top. From his book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There. As I've talked about, this has been a very important book for me. And 19 weeks ago, 20 weeks ago, when I started this series of my interpretation of what those 20 habits are, I wasn't sure where it was going to take me. But the 19th one is passing the buck. Now, we all, I guess I shouldn't make that assumption, but I was going to say most of us are probably aware of that plaque that sat on, I believe it was President Truman's desk, that said, the buck stops here. The idea was, I am the leader, I am responsible for this government, I'm ultimately responsible for this country, the United States of America, and so I'm responsible, this is where it ends, the buck stops here. Taking that responsibility. Now, when I first looked at this this piece in this work and knew I was going to be doing this video, I wasn't sure where to take this, because I was raised to take responsibility. My parents, my family raised me to take responsibility for my actions. And generally speaking, I think I've done that. But we all know people that don't. We all know people that make excuses, right? We know people that dismiss, blame other people, the scapegoating. And so I guess I just want us to think about, as I asked us to think about, the last few weeks I've asked you to think about our own actions. Do we listen? Are we listening? Are we slowing down? Are we taking credit where credit isn't due us but due somebody else? And, you know, shooting the messenger, which is what we talked about last time. I asked us to think about those things. And so think about this. Taking responsibility. The buck is stopping here. I am responsible for this. Why does this keep you, how is this a habit that keeps you from the top? Well, if you're making excuses that it's always somebody else's fault, or this went sideways because of somebody else, right? Do you think people will notice that? Maybe get away with it the odd time, but eventually people will notice that and catch up to it. That, hey, he's never taking responsibility for anything. He's always pushing it off on somebody else, blaming other people. It's everybody else's fault, it's never his fault. Which is the surest sign that it's probably your fault. Right? If that's all you're doing. So as like anything else in this series, it's a self-reflective piece. Are you taking responsibility? Needing to take responsibility? If it's, and the toughest thing, if it's a member of your team that has somehow screwed up, but it's your project, taking responsibility for that. Just I've actually seen that happen. I've seen it happen where there was a team meeting and a member of the team had messed up, but the team leader actually said he took it on himself and said to his boss in that team meeting, hey, sorry, we apologize. We're sorry we didn't get this delivered on time. We had some challenges. It was always the we language. It was never pointed that person out that had screwed up. Took it on. And then eventually said, I should have made sure that this was done correctly, so I take responsibility for it. You know, you can respect that. You can respect that. So, number 19. Number 19 of those 20 habits. Guess what? We get to 20 next week. So I'm looking forward to presenting the final habit next week. So make sure you sign up for this blog post so that you get notice of when that one comes out. And when you do, I'll be happy to send you a free copy of my ebook, What Are These Things Called Soft Skills. So thank you very much for listening this week, and we'll talk to you again.